speaking of what God is doing to all of these wonderful pastors, we're just really blessed with all of these blessed men and women of God that would come and share with us and here at TCT. What I love about TCT is a ministry that allows pastors to help share their experiences, and not only that, but even in their ministries. And I've got a pastor that is doing some great things in Maryland, and I'm excited about what God is doing. And he got a lot going on, and I want you all to please help me welcome the awesome Dr. Dewayne Freeman. Amen. God bless you, man of God. Thank you. I thank you so much for coming by. It's, you know, I think about it a lot because people don't understand what ministers have to go through. We talked about this not too long ago, that some of the laymen or the laity don't know some of the things that pastors have to deal with. They've got to go back home to their families. They've got to make sure everything is in order. They've got their personal lives that they got to take care of. And not even talking about even if they're dealing with sickness or things like that. There's a lot going on with you in the ministry. Tell us, at the Spirit of Faith Christian Center, how do you manage to do all that you're doing? You got churches, with one church in 3 locations.
Yeah, my brother is Pastor Michael Freeman. He's the pastor there. I'm the assistant pastor, and we work so well together.
Wow.
Because of the way I've been trained, I have embraced his vision like it was my very own. So I tell people this: I'm the #1 man. I'm just in the #2 position.
All right, all right. And you know, yep. And that second position, nobody understands. That second position is a powerful position.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And so I
arms.
wanna help teach leaders how to relieve some of the stress, strain, and struggle off of their man and woman of God, because they can't do it all by themselves. And a lot of pastors are trying to do it by themselves, but God has assigned me to help train leaders, to assist them so they can assist their pastor fulfill the dreams and the vision that God's placed on the inside. And I'm so excited about it. I'm telling you, God has taken me all over this country, and I'm telling you, I've seen the results in the lives of the leaders once we leave. I'm telling you, it's just been awesome. And I'm so honored just to be with you here tonight.
It's a blessing just for us to be able to share and connect. Now, we got to talk about these 3 locations, because you were very helpful in assisting pastors with these 3 locations. Of course, you had to have the gifting of the administration. That's one key position. You also had to make sure that everything spiritual around pastor was running smooth as far as inside of the church. That's one of the things that I do for my pastor as an administrator of the ministry. So that's 2 things you have to do, and then you have to also oversee all of these ministries. Tell us how you juggle that.
Well, it's really easy to me, because all I do is just grab a hold of his thinking. See, God has given him a vision, and when he talks, his words, I grab a hold of those words. Those words paint a picture here, and all I do is just echo what he says. See, we don't have enough people are echoing what their man and woman of God saying, and you can really make it easy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and you know what I'm finding too is that when you have somebody that goes against the vision of the leader, it causes everything else to not really. We're not really able to push the ministry, because there is division. We call it division, but division. And when there is division, you kind of diminish the vision of the leader if there's division. So how are you able to really kind of connect the people, get the people's mind into what the vision of the leader?
Well, I think, just like I said, once I begin to say what he says, there should be a consistency among us all. That's what Apostle Paul said one time. There's a consistency among us all. And so what I do, I just relay what he says to them, and I train them to relay it to the ones that they're working with. And it's almost like, I don't know if in Detroit, but in Washington, D.C., when we was growing up, we used to play this game called Simon Says.
Yes, yes.
And you know, all you had to do if you wanted to win, just do what Simon said.
Simon Says, that's right.
Yeah, and so now I just take that game over into the kingdom and just do what the pastor says. because if pastors are hearing from God, then I'm really doing what God said.
Absolutely.
So it's really a game. It's really fun. I'm so excited about it. And you don't have to create your own thing. All you got to do is just flow with the assignment that God has placed you in.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Dr. Freeman, you have a book that is out now, and it's called The Four S's of the Committed Leader. Tell us about that.
The 4 S's of Committed Leader. Spirit of God showed me this. I was looking in the Bible, and I saw these 4 principles in the life of Jesus. And I said, if they work for Jesus, I know they'll work for me. Because principles, they'll work for anybody, anywhere, at any time. And so I saw these 4 principles. Number 1, it was see right. Number 2, when you see right, it will cause you to submit right.
Okay. When
you submit right, you can serve right. And whenever you serve right, you're going to sow right.
Oh, my God. That's powerful.
Yeah.
See right.
See right. Because seeing is very, very important. I mean, Dorinda, you know that. I mean, how you see a person will determine how you receive from that person.
That's true.
You know, it's something because Jesus was sitting on the well one day. I mean, I like to go, when I'm reading the scripture, I like to put myself right in that same scenario. So I'm sitting on the well with Jesus. You understand? I see this lady walking towards the well. This woman coming towards the well, and I'm looking that she's coming at a time that the other women didn't come. She's coming at noontime. All the other women, they came during the daytime. So it got my attention because that woman didn't think nobody was going to be there. So the woman had some issues. You could tell she had some issues because when she got to the well, Jesus asked her a question. I was sitting there and I was asking Jesus, why would you ask that woman that, Jesus? You know, because I'm putting myself there. I just don't read the Bible. I got to put myself there.
Absolutely.
And I'm asking Jesus, you've been sitting on this well, and when the woman come, you going to ask her to give you something to drink? I mean, Lord, why you ain't get your own drink? You going to ask her, you know the woman got some issues? And you could tell the girl has some issues because she said this. You got the Son of the living God right in front of you. This man could solve every problem that you facing, but you ain't seeing them right.
Seeing them right.
Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. You can tell she wasn't seeing them right because she told Jesus, I'm a Samaritan, you a Jew. What you doing talking to me anyway? Boy, Jesus, I'm telling you, I like Jesus. Jesus smooth, you understand? Jesus told her, said, where's your husband? She said, I don't have none. I could tell the girl had a little attitude. And Jesus said, I know, you done had 5. And he said, the one you with ain't your husband. You understand?
That's right.
And notice what happened. Notice what happened. Notice Jesus was still loving the girl because he told her, I'm going to give you some water that you'll never thirst again. He was still loving the girl even though he knew the girl had some issues. All of a sudden, something clicked. Something clicked. You could tell it clicked because here go the woman. Sir. Now first she, I'm a Samaritan, you a Jew. Now she's saying, sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. When you see right, you will receive right.
Right.
See, her seeing right caused her to open up so she can hear from Jesus. Because if you don't see a person right, you will not receive from her.
Absolutely.
And anytime you don't perceive a person right, you will minimize their role in your life. You know, because I don't know how we can go here, but because this your show.
You go
Okay,
on.
right.
Come on, I'm interviewing you. Go ahead.
This woman, I mean, Jesus in his own hometown. The Bible said he wanted to do many mighty works in his own hometown, but he couldn't do it. Notice, he wouldn't do it, said he couldn't do it. You know why he couldn't do it?
Right.
Because of their unbelief.
Right.
How they perceived him. That's Mary's boy. That's Joseph's son. We know his sisters. We know his brothers. And anytime you don't perceive a person right, you minimize their role in their life. So that person can have something that could take you to another level in life, but because you don't see them right, you can't receive from them right.
Wow, that's powerful, man. So tell us the serve right, the serve right, you say. See right, serve right.
See right, you submit right.
Submit right, that's it.
John the Baptist showed us that. John the Baptist, one day he was walking down the street, and all of a sudden he got his eyes on Jesus. Jesus coming this way, John going this way, and all of a sudden John said, behold, look, The Lamb of God that taketh away the sins of the world. He was able to see something that others couldn't see. Now listen to how John talked after that. I must decrease so he can increase. Because anytime you see right, it calls you to submit right.
Yes.
The problem that we have in our society, people think when you submit, you lose. Most people think you lose your identity, but when you're in the kingdom of God, you don't lose your identity when you submit. You get ready to improve your identity.
Right. That's true. That is so true. And you know what? That's amazing that you said that, because people think that when you go into that submitting, that it's a humiliating a role, but it's not. It's really a gaining role.
It's a game.
And God's trying to see if I can trust you with submitting to someone that's over you. And a lot of times we as saints have a problem with submitting.
It's something because the way it's been taught even in the church. Most people have the world's idea about submitting. But submitting is the position that God will place you in to receive power. See, it's the position that God places you in to receive power. You know, it's something because it was a guy, they call him the centurion soldier. Centurion soldier, he had a servant that was sick. And all of a sudden, he sent some Jews to go tell Jesus that this man was worthy, that he would come and heal his servant because this guy built the temple for them. And all of a sudden, Jesus was coming, and the centurion sent his friends out there to tell Jesus, don't come to the house, because he's not even worthy for him to come under his roof, and he wasn't even worthy for him to come out to talk to Jesus. So he sent somebody out there. But he said this. He said, I am a man that is under authority, and now I'm also a man in authority. So when I tell people to come, they come. When I tell them to go, they go. Because they knew when you knew how to submit right, submission is the place that God puts you in to receive power.
Woo! That's powerful, man. That is, you're saying some powerful things tonight. So serve, you said submit, see right, serve right. No, I got it wrong.
When you see right, it calls you to submit right.
Okay.
When you submit right, it calls you to serve right.
Okay.
Now, serving is a privilege that we get to do. It's not something that I have to do. It's something that I want to do. You know, you really can't serve the gift that God has placed on the inside of you until you get in the position of submission. Spirit of God spoke to me one day. I had two pitchers in my hand. One was filled with water, one was empty. And he asked me, he said, hold those two pitchers out and hold them equally together. So I held them out like this. He said, now I want you to pour the water into that pitcher, them at the same level, so this pitcher can serve his purpose. And it was impossible for me to do it. He said, how can you do that? I said, the only way I can pour into this one got to drop so this one can pour. See, if you don't get into the position of submission, submission is the place that God can pour something in you so you can go ahead and serve.
Yes.
And there are a lot of people, they want to serve, but they're not in the right position.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. So now this book has all of this information in it.
Yeah, because serving is the pathway to greatness.
Yes.
That's why if you want to be great, I don't care what area you're in, because this book will work in your marriage, it'll work on your job, it'll work in your church, it'll work when it comes to your friend, any kind of relationship where leadership is involved. This book will work for you. Because when I serve, then what I'm saying, I'm getting ready to be great. That's why my marriage is great. You know why my marriage is great? Because I know how to serve my wife, and my wife know how to serve me. Anytime you serve right, it'll cause you to be great.
Yeah.
A great church is a serving church.
Yes.
Any church that serve right, they increases. When people start thinking about self and they don't serve right, churches drop. Marriages drop. You lose your job when you don't know how to serve right.
That's the truth. That is the truth. That's the truth.
So it's serving right. It is a key to success. If you want to be great, let's serve.
Right. So the name of the book is The
4 S's of a Committed Leader.
The 4 S's of a Committed Leader, and they can go to your website.
They can go to my website, DewayneFreemanMinistry.com, and they can pick up the book. They can get it today.
They can get it right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming to Detroit Celebrate Live to share this awesome information, man, because you said some powerful stuff tonight.
It's an honor being on with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it is an honor.
Well, we appreciate it. You got to come back now. Make sure you come back.
Anytime you ask, I come.
Okay, y'all.
When Dorinda speak, I listen.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dr. Freeman. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for Dr. Freeman. Thank you. Appreciate you. Wow. That's a powerful book. I'm getting that book tonight myself. Yes, I am. Maybe I'll get an autographed copy.